John chapter number 1, verse number 3. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. The Apostle John is clearly telling us that everything was created in him, and outside God you can't find anything. Outside him there is nothing that was created. Anything that you see that was made, it was made in him. And we must appreciate that when we want to create, we create by the word, because God is his word. The Bible, the same chapter says, in the beginning was the word was with God, and the word was God. That same word which was God is the word that he used to create. Creation is as a result of his word. And if we go to the book of Hebrews chapter number 11 and verse number 3 again, it says, through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. The writer of the book of Hebrews is in agreement with the Apostle John, and he's saying everything was created by the word. The worlds were formed by his word. So the formation and the creation of the worlds was a result of the word. God would speak and the world would come. God would open his mouth, and when he says, whatever he says will come into existence. So we must appreciate the importance and the power of the word. We create by the word. We cause things to appear by the word. Every visible thing is as a result of the invisible. Why? Because the word is invisible. When you say the word, you can only hear it, but you cannot see it. But at the moment of the word leaving your mouth, there is a manifestation of that word into something that is visible. So it is your responsibility, child of God, to make use of the word and to start to create your own world. There is still an opportunity that God has given unto us. We are privileged to continue creating and forming our worlds. What is the world that you want to live in? The kind of marriage that you desire, the kind of business that you desire, the kind of family that you desire. You have to frame it with the word. You have to open your mouth and declare the word of God and create things that you desire to be, because everything is as a result of the word. We stick to the word. We remain in the word. Every opportunity you get, be in the word. You have to live in the word, because before anything existed, the word was. And before anything existed, God was, because he is his word, and his word is himself. You cannot separate God from his word, because God is his word. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. Imagine that every time you are reading the word, you are reading God, you are reading him. Every time you are hearing the word, you are hearing God. That should excite you to know that the greatest thing that God has, it is also being given to your disposal. For the Bible says he exalted his word even higher than his name. The importance of his word, it is clearly being seen when God is exalting his word above names. The word of God is the ultimate. You need the word of God, and you need to use it to create. You need to use it to speak things into existence. Make use of that your mouth to declare the word of God into your life. Anything that you desire is right there in the word, but you need to declare it. You need to prophesy it over your life. God has given us the word because he understood that everything we need is in the word. That's why in the book of Joshua he said, meditate upon this book of law. It's meditation upon the word. It's meditation upon God. When we meditate the word of God, we are meditating God. Imagine that you are thinking about the word and it is recorded. You are thinking God. So I encourage you to think the word, to speak the word, to matter the word, to have a relationship with the word, to stay in the word, to remain in the word. You cannot be shaken when you are in the word. You know how to stand When you are in the Word, you know the will of God because it was displayed, it was exposed in the Word. You must get to a point of knowing that without the Word you cannot survive. You cannot make it without the Word. Everything that we need in this life, it is in the Word. Find it, go through the Word, whether it's the Logos or the Rhema. The Word of God is what we need, because everything was in the Word. Nothing was created outside of Him. Everything we see was created in Him, because it is Him who is His Word. When you have Him, you have His Word. When you have His Word, you have Him. Remain in the Word. Continue to love the Word of God. Continue to study the Word of God. Continue to yearn more of the Word of God. One thing I like about this Word, there is something that is unusual and uncommon with the Word of God. Because when people desire food and they're hungry, when you give them sadza, when you give them something to eat, their stomach are filled. They cannot continue to eat for a particular time. But it's different with the Word of God. When you get into the Word of God, you are hungry to eat the Word. The moment you eat the Word, that's the moment the hunger increases. You want more of it. This is the mystery of the Word. It creates more hunger. Every time you eat the Word, the hunger increases. So the eating of the Word provokes more hunger. The Word has a way of luring you into a deeper dimension of hunger for that same Word. So the moment you start to get into the Word, there is no moment where you will say, I have enough of the Word. You need to continue in the Word. You need to continue in Him, because it is Him who is His Word. You love the Word of God, you love God. You are not concerned about His Word. The truth is, it means you are not concerned about Him, because He is His Word and His Word is Him. You want to frame, you want to create. Go ahead, child of God, today. Start to create, start to frame your words. Start to declare your words. Start to declare, create your own worlds. There is room for that, to create the environment you want at your home, your own world. You have that opportunity given to you by God for the reason that He gave you His Word. Make use of His Word to keep creating, to keep forming your own world. Exist in your world that you desire by creating, by declaring the Word. So you are blessed, the child of God. Continue in the Word. Continue to fellowship in the Word of God. It's an awesome thing to remain in the Word of God. Remain there. You are blessed, child of God.